In today's Polymer Clay 101, we are going to talk about rolling out clay without a pasta machine and getting a nice even thickness across multiple pieces of clay or just one single piece. So stay tuned and see how to do this easily. All right, so you'll need a couple of things. You'll need your clay roller, whether you're using an acrylic rolling pin like I've got here or a jar or whatever. We've talked about tools to roll with earlier. We're going to talk about how to use things to make sure your clay is the right size. And then I'm going to add on to this some ways to use this in addition to just doing your project. So if you know that you are going to need a piece of clay that is a consistent size across the entire piece, or you're going to roll multiple pieces of clay, maybe different colors, to stack for a project, and they need to be consistent, my favorite way to do that is to have something alongside of my clay to stop my rolling pin. Currently I've been using these two sets of craft sticks, and what I've done is I've got a pair of single layer and then a pair of ones that I have glued two together for each one. And that gives me some good consistent depths. So all I do, put them down next to my clay, roll out. I can tell when I've hit the stick, and that will keep my clay from going any thinner than that set depth. If I need a thicker one, I use these. So we'll do that. And this is a great way to judge, to make sure that your clay is just the same thickness throughout the whole piece of clay. It's going to be completely flat. And that's hard to do, hard to gauge if you're just using your rolling pin with nothing to stop it. With those to stop it, you've got a good even depth. Now, in addition to using your clay directly in your project and getting it an even thickness throughout, another good thing to do is do this to help you portion your clay. A lot of times in my directions at the beginning of a video and in the blog post, I'll say you need 3 parts of one color and 1 part of another color and maybe a half part of something else. A good way to do that, if you're not comfortable eyeballing just a ball of clay, roll out all of your clays the same depth and use a consistent cutter. So say you need 4 parts of one and 3 parts of another. Set out your sticks, your craft sticks, roll out a piece of clay that is the right thickness, and then take a cutter and cut the right number of each color, making sure that you're getting full cuts. Now I know that these 4 pieces are all the same size. If I roll another piece of clay, maybe a red, using these same sticks on each side and cut more pieces, those pieces will also be the same size. So I can mix my clays and be really, really comfortable with how much I've got, that I've got equal parts or just the right percentages of color. Now, other than these craft sticks, what I used to use before I moved was I had a bunch of pieces of strip wood, like 1/8 by 1/8, 1/4 by 1/4, whole bunch of them. And they are somewhere in a box that I have not unpacked yet. I have not found them yet. So that's just a quick little bit about how to roll your clay out, a consistent depth throughout the whole piece without a pasta machine. Later on, we'll probably do a video just dedicated to playing with the pasta machine and getting your clay the right thickness that way. Oh, also, if you need, another thing you can do is you can add these together. So maybe you need something that's thicker than what you can do here. Maybe you need a piece that's about that size, but this is not going to be quite thick enough. Well, you can either stack 2 pieces, if that's going to make it the right thickness. Now, those are even. Now you have an amount that you know it's still even. You don't have to have a piece, something to roll against that is as thick as you need. You can add your clay together and have it work too, if you need something thicker than what those are. But there's a lot of times we need a flat piece. So that's just how to use just something simple that you could create yourself. You could stack more of these up as far as that goes. You can make something thinner if you need something thinner. You could take, I've seen people use like business cards or cardstock and glue it together to make strips to go next to their roller. So that's just a quick little video on how to do that. Be sure and check the blog post, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.